Hello. Welcome to this thing that I'm doing. Giving it a second to catch up so I can hear myself speak. Find out if the volume levels are good. Alright, I am going to call those audio levels good. And properly say hello. Because saying it improperly isn't quite proper enough. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting stream. I've done this before, but it's been a good several months, and it's something I enjoy doing, so we're going to do one, or at least work toward doing one tonight. This is a Wind Waker randomizer, and what that means in this instance is that all of the items are in a randomized location, so where you would normally get the sword might give you the skull hammer, for instance. And it's a fun little thing. I like to do them a lot. They're fun. I guess you would call it a hobby. It sounds kind of lame when you say one of my hobbies is Wind Waker randomizers, but it's been a while since I've done one myself. My sister and I often do races in these, and they're a lot of fun. Sometimes we stream them, not often. We've only done it once, and it's been several months. But we are going to work toward doing one right now. So this is a bit of an interesting stream layout. You can see I have an item tracker over here. I can say whether I've gotten an item or not. There is something a little bit misleading about it. I don't have a sword. I like to do these randomizers not starting with a sword. But I can't tell the tracker that I don't have a sword, so you just have to go with that. I have to check on something real quick. Okay, hopefully that fixes the audio balancing a little bit. Apparently it wasn't quite as good as I hoped. Also, I have to check on something else because something else decided to break. Yeah, we're just gonna have to roll with that. There's supposed to be a musical note next to the song name, and it's not showing up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It'll be here when it's here, and it won't when it's not. Evidently, there's nothing much I can do about that. I also didn't realize the wave sounds were going to be so loud. So, yeah, that's a fun new problem to keep in mind. I have the music for the game turned off just because the music can get a bit repetitive. Wow, okay. That's a good item to get really early on, is the sword. That also means that now the tracker's up to date, so that's a fun bonus. Also, I am using an actual GameCube controller, so it makes GameCube controller sounds. I actually did try to use a different controller, and the setup that I'm using has not been cooperating with me. I'm using a Wii U to play this, by the way, because a hacked Wii U can play GameCube games, and it plays them very, very well. So, the thing about my setup is I usually actually play this with a Wii U gamepad. Normal Wind Waker, mind you, not Wind Waker HD. And it works decently well. It's not ideal, but it does the job. And I can't get that to work on the Wii U that I'm using. So, the method that I'm using to run the game is only working with me, or for me, with an actual GameCube controller. So that's where we're at. Nothing I can do about it. And, you know, to be fair, it's not like it's a big deal to be using a GameCube controller. Oh, I did randomize enemy colors. Okay. So there are a few features I should mention that the randomizer has available. There's randomizing enemy colors, randomizing, you can randomize items to go basically anywhere. I have it set so that some of the more repetitive ones are disabled. So items cannot go, or important items cannot go to certain locations. The giant Octoroks, I'm probably calling them the wrong thing, but they don't give me items, the whatever they're called. I almost called them bloopers, so I'm doing a little bit better than I could have. Big Octors, that's what they're called. So, those don't give any important items. They can still give unimportant items, so like 100 rupees or something like that. But they cannot give me stuff like the sword or a bow. And probably one of the last things to mention about the stream that's a little bit weird compared to a lot of other Twitch streams. I'm not reading Twitch chat, and the reason for that is there's a game I've been looking forward to, and I know this sounds incredibly childish and petty, but I really don't want that game being spoiled in the Twitch chat. And I don't necessarily think that it would happen, but it's a game in a series that I have streamed before, and I want to ensure as little chance of it being spoiled as possible. The game is Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I know some people are like, how do you spoil a Pokemon game? There are ways, and I'm sure there are ways in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't know of any. Ooh, Tingle Statue. I don't know if the tracker tracks those? It does, okay. I'm also doing some of the earlier free things in the randomizer. I've done a lot of these. Oh, hello, camera controls. I can never remember how camera controls work. So, there are a lot of free items on Windfall, and I'm grabbing basically all of those, setting some stuff up for later, like this windmill is not useful right now, but I can get an item for that later. I also don't have every randomizer setting enabled. Small keys cannot be obtained outside of their dungeon, which is probably the big one. Yeah, it's probably the big one. Everything else is very, like, opinion-based. But with small keys not spawning in the dungeons, that's basically the difference of a randomizer taking a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, compared to them taking like a week. And I just don't want randomizers to take a week. That is double magic. I don't know if the tracker has that. Yep. Neat stuff. Can't use that right now, but that's usually one of the items that I get kind of late in a randomizer. It's gonna be weird to have it so early. Oh, and also as part of the randomizer settings, I chose not to do a custom 3D model. I just chose to change Link's tunic colors. And specifically they're changed to match the kind of the color scheme I have going on with the channel. To be honest, I'm not sure about the boots. I think the boots might be a bit dark, but they're fine. That might be it for nighttime. I do like to check the auction house. Which I could have done on the first trip through, but I forgot. And I can actually afford some stuff too. That is 60 rupees. Need the 60 rupee thing apparently. What I really want is the 5 rupee or the 20 rupee item to be useful. 80 rupees is really annoying to do this early, and I'm not going to go for this. I'm going to try to make a mental note that the 80 rupee item is potentially useful, because it is one of the Tinkle statues, and I just generally like to collect everything that I can, as long as it has the chance to be useful in the future. Early on, these randomizers never feel like a struggle. It always feels like the game just gives you everything right off the bat. And that's the 60 rupee thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. they don't show you everything right away, and I still don't know what the trigger is, but I think the 5 rupee item shows up a bit later. Let's go ahead and make it A. I was gonna say for the music, but nope. We're listening to the Dragon Roost Island song, whether it's daytime or nighttime. I do know a few speedrun tricks, but the ones that I know are very dated, I'm sure, and I don't know how to do them very well. Wind Waker speedruns are kind of interesting. I mean, they're very interesting, but they're... I don't know. There's a certain level of... I kind of miss how they used to be, because they used to be very... trying to think of the right words. Understandable, I guess. Neat car sounds. I don't know if those picked up. There have been some people who have decided that after 10 p.m. is the perfect time to drive loud cars. So, sorry if there are car sounds. There's basically nothing I can do about it. But on the topic of Wind Waker speedruns, they used to be understandable. I used to be able to follow them, and then they started doing like manual super swims. And like, I can still understand it. Ooh, empty bottle. Nice. I just don't like to follow it, you know? I think there's something kind of appealing about speedruns that are understandable, and you can explain how certain things are done, and people can understand how certain things are done. And it's nice. I don't understand manual super swims. I mean, I do from a technical standpoint. I just don't like them. And I'm petty. So I'm trying to think of the objective after the freebies are done. And, oh, you know what? I don't have a shield either. Okay, never mind. The tracker is not up to date. No sword, no shield. Well, there's a sword now. I think this tracker was probably made for an older version of the randomizer, where the sword and shield are forced on you from the start. That's the wrong door. In terms of what I have access to right now, I don't think I can clear any of the dungeons. I should be able to do a couple of submarines, though. Which I actually might have to look up where the submarines are located. Yeah! Oh, I can do the speedrun trick to skip hide and seek. And by skip hide and seek, I mean that one part. It's the worst part in all of hide and seek. That is a free item, which is... Ooh, spoils bag. That will be useful later on. I actually kind of hate getting the spoils bag early, because there are a lot of times where you can kind of grind for items. Namely, like joy pendants are one of the more annoying ones. I'm trying to think if I should actually leave Windwall right now. I mean, I can come back later. Oh no, I have to do the pirate ships thing. Anyway, there are some items that you can grind for that the spoils bag uses. And they're really annoying to grind for if you don't have the grappling hook yet. Because in the case of like the joy pendants, you can technically grind for them and get the 50 that you need to progress. But it's really painful with the sword. Because with the grappling hook, you're guaranteed to get a joy pendant every time you encounter a bokoblin. With the sword, you have to kill them. It takes a while, and you are not guaranteed to get a joy pendant. So generally, I prefer getting the grappling hook before getting the spoils bag, which I forgot to mark as obtained. There we go. Ooh. I'm actually getting a lot of good items early on. Which, in the end, means absolutely nothing. The items that you need are the light arrows, which means you need to get you need to get 3 bows in total, because you need to get the bow, just the straight up regular bow. And then you need to get the fire and ice arrows, which count as 1 item for both arrow types. And then you get light arrows. You do need the hook shot. And you need the grappling hook. You need the fully upgraded Master Sword, which means, I think, 4 sword upgrades in total. Because there's the regular sword, the base Master Sword, the Master Sword with 1 upgrade, and the fully upgraded Master Sword. I'm trying to look through the item checklist to see what else I need. The boomerang is technically optional, but highly suggested. Ooh, News Pearl. The pearl. Immediately start tongue twisting. The pearls are technically optional, but they unlock the Tower of the Gods, and every dungeon is super useful. Purple choo-choos. I believe there's a free item in here, but I might be wrong on that. Yeah, there I remembered the thing. I can never remember what this cave is, but I know that I have the hook shot. So why not give it a shot? Because I can't even position myself, let alone do something hard. Is the range on this thing really that pathetic? Oh, come on. Oh, is this Wizrobes? Is this Wizrobes? Yep. We're not doing Wizrobes. Not with a hook shot and 3 hearts. So, we need to do Crescent Moon, which will give me 2 blue choo-choos and a free item. At this point, probably the most useful item would be bombs, though I'm not sure if that's really the case. Where am I going? There you go. Can I not? I can't stun him. Dang. Okay. It's worth mentioning, being able to carry more arrows does not matter. Are these guys actually invincible? Cool. I will leave and come back. I'm just never gonna come back to Crescent Moon Island. What is that island called? Crescent Moon Island. I'm never gonna go back there for any other reason. So I would really prefer to take them out now. There we go. For a little bit of time, when the electric choo-choos pop up, they're not electrified. So that's the opportunity to go in with a melee weapon. Doesn't have to be the sword. And the skull hammer's quite good at dealing with them. Actually, the skull hammer, you can hit the ground next to them and stun them. I'm still honestly really surprised that I got a sword so early. I believe this fairy island is also the only fairy island that is open from the start. All of the other ones require like bombs or a skull hammer, or in one case power bracelets also work. Oh, come on. At least this one has a convenient loading zone. The boomerang is a nice item to get early on, but it doesn't really unlock anything. What was that? Command medley? I was holding the B button. Yep, that was the command medley. Nice. I will actually grab a fairy to give to the grandmother. She is very ill. She has dementia. Let me heal her. In the same way we would use an Advil. Now, is that it for 3 items? I think it might be. That's not it for what I can do. So let me go get Grandma the Fairy. So in this event, giving her the fairy, she'll give me soup, which is not useful in the slightest. Well, it's useful for healing, but it's not a progress item. But she will send me mail, and mail is always exciting, because mail always gives you an item. It's not always helpful, it's usually not, but it's always an item. And the chance of progress is very exciting. And one thing I still haven't been able to figure out is sometimes when you're expecting mail, it comes the next half day. So like you only have to play the Song of Passing once, and sometimes you have to play it twice. I don't know why. It just kind of works that way. Container, that's not a bad item to get this early on. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check Beetle. Hey, Triforce shards. Wow. One Triforce shard.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, you know what? I need to mark that one down. Oh, come on. That's how it works? I thought I could mark down a specific one. That's gonna really annoy me. Oh well. So, let's do a little bit of an update. See if there's anything to update. I think I've been pretty good at taking care of them. We have one Tingle statue. Yep. Here's Pearl. The starting songs and the command medley. Got the hook shot and spoils bag. Looks to be correct. Looks to be really boring. I'm gonna do a save real quick. So where can I go from here? I can't do anything on Forsaken Fortress, just because I can't fight Phantom Ganon, and I can't knock down the pegs, whatever they're called. I could do Dragonroost Cavern, or Dragonroost Island in general. There is technically the free item from learning the Wind Song. Even though I start with the Wind Song. You do get an item for learning it. So it's worth doing. And by learning it, I mean doing what you would do to learn it. I should point out, by the way, just in case you heard that car driver, I don't know how audible it is. I tried to make it so that outside noises aren't super audible, but it's currently almost 1 in the morning. And it's like, I know some people don't have work tomorrow. Cough, cough, I'm streaming at almost 1 in the morning. But, is it that hard to not drive loud, stinking cars for the fun of it at almost 1 in the morning? And I know that's some people's shtick. They like to be annoying. But it's very rude of them to be making loud noises when I'm trying to stream. Are there bombs over there, or do I need to bring water? I think there are. So I'm not going to be able to beat this dungeon, most likely, unless I get something. I don't even know what, honestly. I'm probably going to need the Deku Leaf. Not necessarily, though. It could be the Deku Leaf, it could be the grappling hook. I'm going to need the grappling hook in order to beat the dungeon. But I don't know how to play the game. I don't know what I need in terms of a lot of things. bombs might be necessary. One of the mechanics of the randomizer is that tingle bombs. Nice, thanks. One of the mechanics is that tingle bombs can be unlocked with regular bombs just through the randomizer. Which is good because I can't use the tingle tuner even if I do get it. And I should probably get a goblin. Because he might give me a joy pendant. He did. You actually do get an item for giving the teacher one joy pendant. So it's worth doing that. I'm gonna put something a bit less scary on my X button. I think there's some kind of a glitch where on the first barrel, they're not barrels, on the first water pot that you throw, where it plays that cutscene, if you throw it and then jump really fast, then it kind of skips the cutscene. I used to be good at it, but be good at a lot of things that I'm not good at. One of those things is the soup duplication glitch, where you can drink soup and then quickly switch your item out, and it doesn't consume the soup. I used to be really good at it, and now I'm absolutely terrible at it. I'm not gonna demonstrate because the only benefit of drinking soup right now would be half a heart. And don't get me wrong, half a heart can make all the difference. I don't really want to waste some soup though. Huh, didn't even realize I have 2 small keys. So this is an area that I can't get to because I don't have a grappling hook. So that's one potential item. But believe me, there are going to be plenty of potential items that I can't get until later. Oh boy. Here's the chicken leg. Can I please have the fire? This guy is always kind of irritating because I want him to die just so I can take his necklace. But he also apparently wants him to die, and he's very quick to throw himself off a cliff. And this is another one that I really want the item it gives. It gives a golden feather, potentially. I'm trying to use my shield I don't have. But it also likes to throw itself off a cliff. know there's a speedrun trick for this. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to undo progress. I slid. Whoops, forgot how to do this room. That's one aspect to randomizers, is that sometimes if you have like fire arrows before you do this dungeon, you don't need to mess with the chicken legs. Like you can just shoot fire arrows. So I often forget that if I don't have certain items, I need to do things the right way. Okay, we are down to no keys. So if this bird does not have a small key, then the dungeon is undoable. It does not have a small key. Yeah, man. Consolation prize. I have come way too close to dying multiple times. Consolation prize is a rupee. A single green rupee. I don't even think I needed it. Oh yeah, I forgot leaving here is kind of a process too. So technically I could grind for golden feathers, but I really don't want to do that. So, what can I do then? Nothing useful here. I have 4 blue chew jellies already. I believe you need 15 blue ones and maybe 20 green ones. It might be 15 of both, I can never remember that. I'll go ahead and give the teacher a single toy pendant, just to get something from it. We're definitely not stuck. Definitely not stuck. Oh, you know what? I just realized there's a submarine that I can do. This is a bad direction. Do I need to talk to her first? Okay. Oh. I forgot. She gives me an item for playing hide and seek. Oops. I should actually go ahead and get the joy pendant for doing hide and seek. Never mind, it only comes during the day, and I don't care to make it day. Huh. I know I'm not stuck. The randomizer makes it so you can't become stuck. You know what? There's mail sorting here, and I need to do the sub while I remember that it's an option, because I already forgot once again that it's an option. Is that the sub? I thought the sub doesn't show up to me way closer. No, that's way off course. I think that's Tangle Island. That's Forsaken Fortress. I don't remember where the sub is. This is another place where you can do some item grinding. I'm going to choose not to right now, though, because I don't want to. You need 20 skull necklaces to make it worth doing. And again, if I had a grappling hook, sure, I would do it. But you're not guaranteed a skull necklace for killing a moblin. And I don't want to sit here and kill 20 moblins. More than 20 moblins. Meat bag. Useful. That gets a couple of items, but it might only be good for like 1 or 2 right now. I'm just gonna save work. I don't want to deal with the moblins. I believe the beetle set will sell me kiwi pears, however you pronounce it. I have no idea. Might be a real word. I will reiterate, right now the best item I could get would be bombs. Oh yeah, he's selling me pairs. 10. Okay.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Bye!
Okay. So I should be able to use those at, I believe it's the Earth Temple. Has an item on top of it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. It might be the Wind Temple, but I think it's the Earth Temple. There's 2 islands I always get confused with each other. Needle Rock and Bird's Peak. Those both have a use for the pairs. And there's something else that I don't remember, which is really good. Actually, there might not be. Oh, I can do Windfall, which is also good because I can do mail sorting at Windfall. I had a time once when I came here and I used a pair, as you would do, And the seagull decided to get stuck for like a solid minute, just flying into a rock. And it was during the cutscene, so I couldn't skip it. There we go. Piece of heart, not bad. I'm actually going to take care of Windfall right now, because Dragon Roost. I'm going to take care of Dragon Roost right now, because I don't want to forget. My buttons are very confused. Hammer. How did that hit 2 bombs? Treasure chart. The ever useless. Oh, that did work. Not that it matters, because I did a trick to skip all of this. I'm not sure if this trick is known about. And I'm sure it is, because there's no way I'm the first one to discover it. Well, you can use this rock to just jump right up here. It's really simple. And it's the definitive way to do that part. Okie doke, time to do this. You don't have to be perfect at the start, but you will have to be perfect at some point. Words to live by. I think 25 is how good you have to become. There's no benefit to getting 25 early. You have to do it like 2 or 3 times. And then do it at 25. And then do it at 25 again. Or higher. It doesn't have to be 25 specifically. That was really good. Not good on my part. It was just really generous RNG. Okay. So that should... Yep, okay. Now I can leave. Then I can come back. And the Rito has shaved. I should point out, I've played this game normally for many years. I never knew that this minigame unlocked anything. Like, I had seen that shirtless guy walking outside of Dragon Roost for a long time. Like, every time when you play Wind Waker and you you beat the dungeon, Banger's Cavern, he just starts to stand out there. And I never knew there was anything actually involving him. Oh, nope. Never mind. I thought it said 25 and it said 22. I'm not having a good time with this. He's like, whoa, you're the legendary guy who threw a bunch of mail in there. Can you do it just once? And the answer is no. There's nothing I can do about the GameCube controller sounds. Oh, for sake. Just one short. Did I ever claim to be good at this game? I hope not. Oh, that was beautiful. Controls. My goodness. I have to do it. The alternative is not having it done. Is it ever gonna let me get one? There we go. We did the broken clock method. Didn't go well. Holy cow. Oh my. Oh man. If I mess this up, it is so completely on me. That is ridiculous. First off, how generous that was. Cool, nice item. But the thing is, that's really sad, is I should have gotten way more than 26 from that. Like, that's just embarrassing. Man? Why? Oh yeah, because I got the wallet upgrade. Piece of heart, empty bottle, and iron boots. Okay. Delivery bag. Not a bad item. I don't think I have anything immediately useful for that, but we have all of the bags, which is really surprising, honestly. Okay, I'm going to do that one island. Which also reminds me, I could stop at the Islet of Steel. Because you can kind of trick the gunships into shooting each other. Why do I keep doing that? There's a method to sailing fast, which is to do what's called a sail pump. I'm not good at it. But the thing is that the best way to brake is to pull out the Wind Waker, which is why you see me like sail and then pull out the Wind Waker. But for some reason I just get the two confused sometimes. We took the kamikaze approach. Oh, you know what? It's actually not a bad idea to get some money here. The iron boots aren't immediately useful, but I will need them once I get the elemental arrows. Because ice ring? Useless? Okay. So I'm probably actually not going to go out of my way to grind for money right now. Just because I don't have an immediate use for iron boots. But they're useful later on, so... The thing about randomizers is that they give you money with so many opportunities. So... there isn't really that much of a reason to grind. I'm actually kind of wanting to put off doing Bird's Peak. I'm wanting to put off doing Bird's Peak until I have at least the bow, because you have to shoot down a number of birds. You don't have to shoot them down, but they will go for the seagull, and there are a lot of them. And I don't want to have to deal with them. Plus, if I get the grappling hook, then I can skip the pair stuff. There we go. I think I took the long way. I also know there's a blue choo-choo on this island, and I want to go ahead and take its jelly. Yes, the blue choo-choo is purple. One of the options in the randomizer is randomizing enemy colors, and it chose that for blue choo-choos. So let's do an inventory check real quick, and then I'm going to take a short little break. That was the GameCube controller almost falling. So we have the sail, we have Wind Waker, Spells Bag, Bait Bag, Delivery Bag, Hook Shot. We don't have the shield. I just can't tell the item tracker that I don't have the shield, so we're lying for a little bit. We have the wallet with 1,000 rupees, energy expansion, magic meter upgrade as they call it. Yep, everything looks to be correct. So I'm going to step away for a few minutes and be back here in a few minutes. Hence, stepping away for a couple of minutes. With the snazzy be right back screen. Because it just works the best this way. Alright, see you in a few minutes. Okie doke. A few minutes have passed. I have to remember what button to press. probably should have used some of that time to think about what to do now, but I didn't. I was too busy complaining about my phone's battery being low and then remembering, oh yeah, I sat in a waiting room for like an hour watching YouTube. I know there are subs that I can do, but I really don't want to. Submarines are really annoying to do. I could do whatever the blocky island is called. Can't remember. Spectacle? It's not Spectacle, but I could do Spectacle as well. Angular. I was just called Minecraft, personally. And I'm just saying, you know, if Nintendo wanted to call that island Minecraft Island, they would have beat Notch to the punch like 5 years earlier. It would have made no sense for like 5 years, but... Actually, it's more like 7 years, isn't it? For some reason, I keep thinking Wind Waker came out in 2004. And it definitely did not. The hole is not useful until I get the mirror shield. And therefore, I won't bother trying. Well, that was stupid. Well, that was even more stupid. Piece of heart. Terrible. Oh, am I gonna have to do the bird island? I don't want to do the bird island. Surely there's more I can do that isn't the bird island. I got nothing. I need to get more pairs though. A cool song title. 06 Tall Mountain Range. Real cool, dude. The source for the songs is pretty much wherever I could get them. So it's not like, you know, I didn't rip the Tall Mountain song from my physical copy of Link's Awakening. Which I do have, by the way. Like, I was making a joke. But I do actually have a physical copy of Link's Awakening for the Game Boy.
Thank you. Bye.
Doesn't mean I'm legally allowed to illegally download the soundtrack from the internet, but you know, I've bought Link's Awakening a couple of times, so it's not like I'm strictly stealing from Nintendo. And that's the thing that really annoys me, is that is it legal to upload video game music to the internet? No, it's not. And yet, every time Nintendo sells a video game soundtrack, it's either only released in Japan, or they don't put every song on it. This wasn't the best work I can do, but whatever. It'll get me there. So, like, I have the Majora's Mask soundtrack that they released through Club Nintendo. I think it might have every song. But then there's also stuff like the, I can't remember what it was, but there was some event, probably the Mario All-Stars thing for the Wii, where they included a soundtrack for a decent number of games in the Mario series, I believe. But they have, like, very, very few songs from all of the games. Oh, hello, music. Why have you stopped? I've been rambling in silence. Yeah, I need to take that one off of here, actually. Just a second. I'm removing Tall Tall Mountain from my life. Goodbye, Tall Tall Mountain. Rest in peace. Rest in dreams. The real winning move would be just putting the soundtracks on stuff like Spotify and Apple Music. Like, that would be the best way to do it. But even, like, for as backwards as the Pokemon Company is a lot of the time, you can buy Pokemon soundtracks on iTunes. And I know, oh no, you have to use iTunes. But, like, you can buy them. They are available to buy on a digital format. They're expensive, they're like $10 each, but they're good music, good songs. And you do get a lot of songs too. So. Yeah. That's why I brought some spares. That one. And that one. Oh. I was just completely wasting its power. There we go. It's yellow. Okay, that was not too bad. Only took a couple of pairs. And speaking of legally dubious things, just how you want to start a sentence there. There was the news from earlier today. Robin's letter, interesting. Anyway, there was the news item earlier today about an Ocarina of Time PC port being about 90% of the way done. And I think that's interesting, but I also think that that's probably the least interesting aspect of that. Because, like, you know, a native PC version of Ocarina of Time, it opens the doors for a lot of things. The PC version of Mario 64 has been really interesting. But the thing that I find more exciting about the PC port of Mario 64 is that I can play Mario 64 on, like, my 3DS and stuff like that. Like, I feel like PC is kind of underselling how interesting the decompilation projects are. And the same is going to be true for Ocarina of Time as well, even though the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time is, I would say, a lot better than the original game. At least, personally, I think Ocarina of Time 3D is significantly more enjoyable. And I think most casual Ocarina of Time fans agree. But I have no idea, so... I know when it comes to Majora's Mask, it's a bit more dicey, and I'm on Team Original when it comes to Majora's Mask. Like, I will take the original Majora's Mask over Majora's Mask 3D pretty much any time. And the restoration mod, alright. The Majora's Mask 3D restoration mod, which makes Majora's Mask 3D a lot more like the original game. It's neat, it's good, but I feel like it kind of mutates Majora's Mask 3D in a way that it doesn't quite feel like the original. I am the worst kind of purist when it comes to Majora's Mask. In other words, I'm the kind of purist that basically demands the original. Except visually. I think visually Majora's Mask 3D is so much nicer to look at. I'm trying to think if the boomerang does actually give me access to anything, and I don't think it does. It will be helpful with Forest Temple, whatever it's called. What is it called? I can't find it. Forest Haven. It will be useful for Forest Haven, but it's not there yet. I also feel like I should reiterate that the reason why I have chat disabled, just in case you're new here, we did have an intermission, so if you joined during or after the intermission you wouldn't know this. The reason why chat is disabled is because I am very, very opposed to spoilers for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I've been looking forward to that game for far too long for it to be spoiled from some rogue person in chat saying, "Aw man, have you seen..." Insert anything here, like, anything at all. Different people have different standards for what counts as a spoiler. For instance, they did a Final Evolution reveal for the starters, and I haven't seen it, even though it's an official video. Oh, hello, ship. Nice to have you around. JK, give me tomorrow, please. You're scaring me. So, anyway, I don't have chat turned on because I don't want spoilers in the chat. I also personally kind of like streaming without chat, and I know that for a lot of people, there's no point in streaming if you don't have a chat. Hit my desk. Ow. Also sorry. Personally, I think having the chat on, it's hard for me to find the balance between interacting with chat and trying to be entertaining. And so it's kind of a relief when I have the chat turned off, because I don't need to focus on interacting with chat. That being said, I do usually stream with chat turned on. It's just when I'm doing something and there's a game with spoilers out there, I prefer to avoid the spoilers. which somehow I've actually been able to do so far for Legends Arceus. I know there are spoilers out there. I just don't know what they are. I was gonna joke and say, oh, you can find Pikachu, but I don't think they've shown Pikachu yet. So you might not be able to find Pikachu for the first time ever. Of course, I say for the first time ever, but couldn't get Pikachu in the pre-post game of Black and White either, so... And I know saying pre-post game is absurd, but in the post game of Black and White, you can find Pikachu. So, I can't say you can't find Pikachu in Pokemon Black and White. Cool. What a complete waste of 100 rupees. Let's see here. Is it time to look up a submarine guide online? I know that I could use the hookshot to get up here, but I also know that it would lead to nothing because it's a combat cave. And while I can do combat caves, I don't have very many hearts yet, and I only have a single sword upgrade, and I don't have a bow. So I shall say no thanks, and not do the combat cave. There is a free item that I can get on Cliff Plateau. So that's what I'm gonna do. I could also get something on Private Oasis, thanks to the hookshot. Oh, you know what? Is there? No. I was curious if there was a torch up there. Because if there was a torch, then I could physically hookshot to it. Nope. There's nothing but some planks of wood. Steady. It's too early for this. It's really too early for all these treasure charts. Okay, I'm not gonna look up a submarine chart just yet. I'm gonna punch my desk again. I'm also gonna do a submarine that I know the location of. I believe there are 2 that I can pinpoint. See, some people punch their desk out of frustration. I just do it because I'm sitting too close to my desk. Honestly, I'm not sure which reason is worse. Like, is it worse to do something because you have no impulse control, or is it worse to do something because you're just clumsy? Moblins with the regular sword. The boomerang does help, but moblins are such a pain. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna drink soup just to make this sword a little bit better. Let's see if I can do soup duping. Maybe? Yes, okay, cool. It's the first time in years that I've actually done that, I'm pretty sure. I used to be consistent, and then I just didn't play Wind Waker for a while, and I became absolutely abysmal at it. Is he blocking my boomerang? Don't appreciate that. Oh, and in the mental quest, neat stuff. In the mental quest to find an interesting thing to talk about, I got the second best thing, which is at least something. Not interesting, but you know, it'll work. The Switch OLED is a thing. I've never been able to try it, just because I don't know anyone with one, and I don't want to spend $350 on one if it's not going to be great. And I've heard a lot of very good things about it. But I also have a regular Switch and a Switch Lite, so I'm not in need of getting another Switch at all. And today I finally got to try one, a Switch OLED that is. It's alright. It's fine. It's good. I was at Target seeing if they had any amiibo cards, and the answer was no, they did not. But they did have a demo Switch Lite. Nope, Switch OLED. I get the two confused way too often. They had a demo unit Switch OLED. And like, I don't know, I expected it to be better. I expected more of an impact. Like, don't get me wrong, if you don't have a Switch and you're looking to get one, get the Switch OLED. Hello, cat. My goodness. Okay, if the stream suddenly dies, it's because there's a cat on my keyboard. Nope, cat cannot be on my lap. Goodbye, cat. Well, now I just feel bad. Cat was sleeping on a chair beside me, decides to come over, pay me a visit, and I shoo it off my lap and it goes right back to the chair to sleep. I'm sorry, cat, I'm busy. Anyway, moral of the story, Switch OLED's good, but I expected a lot more. And I'm sure there are some games that really make it more appealing. But I've tried Breath of the Wild, because that's one of the games that it was on the demo unit. And like, yeah, the black levels were really black. But I just didn't really care. Because that's the only huge advantage I found. And I should point out also, I don't like the hypothetical weight of the Switch OLED. So like, I know that the demo unit was tethered, so it's going to be heavier. Ooh, Cabana Deed. But the Switch OLED is established to be heavier than the regular Switch. And part of the reason why I really like the Switch Lite is that it's light. It's easy to hold, and it's comfortable to hold. And if you're like me and you find the regular Switch to be a little bit on the heavy side for a handheld, the Switch OLED is worse. So all I can really say is pick your poison, because to me the perfect Switch would be a Switch Lite with a dock. You can dock the Switch Lite. That would be perfection to me. And unfortunately, because I do... Am I stupid? No. It's the children going on. Completely lost my train of thought. I know the moral of the story. Oh, because I stream Switch games like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Animal Crossing New Horizons, those two games don't do cloud saves, and so it's kind of cumbersome to transfer my save data from the Switch Lite to the regular Switch. So I just don't find myself using the Switch Lite as often as I want to. Like, it's great for games that support cloud saves. Oh, sweet. I accidentally found the big octo. These things are a pain in the neck to find when you're looking for them, so... Cool. Glad I found this one. So I can say personally, if I were not selling my regular Switch, I would not get a Switch OLED, and I'm not planning on selling my regular Switch, so I'm not planning on getting a Switch OLED. It would also make no difference to the streams, so I'm not thinking about that. Not that everything I do has to be related to streaming, but there's a reason why I don't buy 3DS games anymore, and it's because I can't stream them. Okay, where the heck am I? Just realized I can't actually get very far in the cabana because I don't have a grappling hook, but I can at least get one item from it. Cool. Not technically useless. to go ahead and get the Tingle statue from the auction. I know it's not going to be immediately useful, but it's kind of nice to get it out of the way at least. Should be a relatively easy auction to do. Need that. Although maybe I do. It is the submarine chart after all. Well, we know what the 5 rupees item is. I think that might be all of them? I can't remember what 20 is. And I'm starting to regret not making a note. Or if we even found 20. That is 5 again. I know the Tingle statue is 80. Oh, that's the 40. Is there no 20? I think I always do that. I think I always assume that it's 5, 20, 60, and 80. But I guess it's actually 5, 40, 60, and 80. So they skip 20? Or they don't skip 20, and I'm going to really bite myself in the butt on that one. That's 5. You're really wasting my time with this one, Zunari. Alright. My super unofficial strat is to fill the bar to about half and wait for time to run out. And in the meantime, think about what on earth I can do in this game. I have no idea. Dragon Roost Cavern is off limits until I get the Deku Leaf or the grappling hook, but I think even just getting the Deku Leaf would not be helpful. The Deku Leaf would be helpful in other ways, but not for that. Not for Dragon Roost Cavern. Even saving up money to buy iron boots would not be helpful right now, so I'm not gonna bother. Boy, that bid button is really flashing up there, isn't it? Not much time left. That's okay. 5 seconds. That's pretty good. Let's go for... I don't know what it takes to stun them. Let's go 220. Okay. And everybody hates me. Oh yeah, let's add another to the Tingle statue list. What do I actually have in the What do I have in the spoils bag? Nothing but pears. Huh, the last item for me to get is a green chew jelly. That's kind of funny. Oh, I could hypothetically hunt for blue choo-choos. I don't really want to, but I could. But I really don't want to. Actually, I'm not sure if I could, because I think you need a grappling hook for a few of them. And I know there are more blue chew jellies than you need, but I don't know how many more there are than you need. And I'm not sure how many I can actually get. Bombs would be super useful. I'm trying to think, the submarine at flight control platform, I know that one's tricky, but I can't remember why, and I can't remember if I need the skull hammer to do it. I always think I do, but I think I need the skull hammer for the ghost ship, which is similar to a submarine, but it's not a submarine, because it's a ship. But I know that I would probably need a ranged weapon to really not hate the flight control platform submarine. So I'm going to choose to ignore it. I know there's a hole that I could get into at the boating course. I think that one's actually feasible, so I'm going to go ahead and try that one. If I can remember which way is south. Okay, I might be completely wrong on which hole this one is, but I'm not sure, hence why I'm trying it. It is the one I was hoping for. This one's annoying, but it is absolutely doable. For the record, mini blends are well known as being pretty pathetic, because they are. But you're not supposed to encounter them until you have the Master Sword. And so, they take 2 hits with the regular sword. which is really fun. One thing that really frustrates me about Wind Waker has nothing to do with Wind Waker, but it has to do with the community around it. Because Wind Waker was originally so criticized for its art style, it kind of led to the point where all criticism of Wind Waker was kind of grouped together with people who just complain about the art style. Wind Waker is not a perfect game. As someone who's done way too many of these randomizers, the combat in Wind Waker is so good until it is absolutely terrible. Because, like, L targeting just does not work. It does not do what you want it to do most of the time, it feels like. And I don't know why. I don't know why the L targeting has to be so terrible. But it is. It just goes for... I feel like it goes for whatever enemy is closest. Which is usually fine. But then you end up with cases like the... there are certain Wizrobe types that spawn other enemies. And there's nothing you can do about that with L targeting, because they're usually kind of far away. I'm Googling submarine locations. Yeah, I forgot most of those. Anyway, my thesis is that the Wind Waker combat is not good. And my evidence is that I'm really bad at it. But I feel like L targeting in this game needed to be refined a lot more. Or I just need to figure out how to use it. Maybe you can change your, like, aggression mode or something like that. But it just feels to me like it should go for the enemy that spawns more enemies. The Wind Temple boss is the same way, where it spawns little minions, and the minions take the L target priority almost all the time. And I wish it didn't, or I wish they didn't. Where is the submarine? I think it's over there, actually. So I'm officially cheating, because I'm looking at a chart of submarine locations. I can commit a lot of things to memory, but for some reason the submarines are just not happening. Oh, you actually don't need to fight these. You don't need to fight the mini ones, you just need to survive a certain amount of time. And if you sit here, they can't hurt you. I should clarify with the Wind Waker rant. It's a good game. It's absolutely a good game. But it's a good game with a lot of flaws. And that doesn't mean it's a bad game. A game doesn't have to be perfect in order to be good. It's kind of how I feel about Mario Sunshine as well. It's like Mario Sunshine is well known for being really broken. It's a really broken game. And that's because it's a really broken game. And I think there are people who, you know, they look at Mario Sunshine, they say, this is a broken game. Even the fans admit it's a broken game. Therefore, it's a bad game. And that's fair enough. Like, if you don't like the game, that's fine. Oops. That's the wrong one. But I think Mario Sunshine and Wind Waker are a couple of games that they have their flaws, but I don't feel like they're defined by their flaws, if that makes sense. I feel like their positives outweigh their negatives, personally. Some people would disagree with that. Some people would say, I don't like the sailing mechanic in Wind Waker, and that's fine. Some people would say, I don't like the level design of Mario Sunshine, and that's fine. And some people don't like the art style of Wind Waker, and that's fine too. You don't have to like the game. You don't have to think it's a good game. I don't know my point. I think it got kinda lost halfway down the road. The point is, like what you like, don't like what you don't like. But that doesn't mean it has to be bad. Like, that's the thing I find more annoying than anything else, is when people say, this game is bad because of reason X, Y, Z. That actually does not go in the mailbox, I don't think. Or maybe it does. I think it does, actually. That's right. You put the letter in, and then you immediately can go to the rich people's house. Who in the world is Champion Deku? Whoops, I hit my desk again. It's whoever the champion is from Pokemon Black and White. I should point out, again, as part of the soundtrack kind of coming from wherever I get the soundtracks from, a lot of them use the Japanese names for things. Alright, bird. Ooh, sword upgrade. That gives me maybe only one thing, one new thing, which is the Phantom Ganon fight at Forsaken Fortress. And I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. I think I'm going to say yes. And then we're going to step away again for a short break. Probably going to be the last one of the night. Just because we are now on hour 2. And I would say a 3-hour stream is pretty decent. And I do need to sleep because tomorrow's laundry day. I'm not having an easy time. Never mind. I was just gonna complain about how they don't seem to want to destroy their own fort, but as soon as you start complaining, they start giving you what you want. Which is why complain often. Don't actually complain often. It's a really effective way to make sure everyone hates you. Nice. Is soup duping easier with a GameCube controller? Have I been having a terrible time with it because I've been using the Wii U gamepad? Nice. I'm not actually sure if superpower makes that easier. I know some bosses in this game just don't care if you have superpower or not. Alright, the last item before leaving, taking a break, is the telescope. At the end of the day, completely useless, but it's on the checklist, so we have to check it off. Alright, we're going to step away for a couple of minutes, and by a couple I mean a few, and by a few I mean I don't know how many, probably more than a couple. So, see you in probably more than a couple of minutes. You know, I think I threw this song in here as a joke. I was like, oh no, the Yoshi's New Island theme is terrible, but it's actually not that bad. The theme for Yoshi's New Island is the good song from Yoshi's New Island. I've played a surprisingly small amount of Yoshi's Island. And I mean in general. I've played maybe half of Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. And I've played maybe a third of Yoshi's Island DS. And that's it. I've played plenty of Yoshi's Story. I've played probably too much Yoshi's Story. That one would be Flight Control. That is the one I already did. Right up here. Sorry, I'm looking at the submarine chart. Something that you can't see. So I'm just saying absolutely nothing of value to you. You would think that Yoshi's Island would be a series that I would actually really like. And it's not that I don't like Yoshi's Island. It's that I really just don't care for it. Kind of the same thing. I don't know. I like my platformers a bit more platformer-centric, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, Yoshi's Island is good. But Yoshi's Island is also very non-linear. And it also feels very... underdeveloped is the wrong word, but I feel like they have an idea for a level, and they never expand on that idea. And I'm sure there are hundreds of examples where I'm wrong. But it doesn't matter if I'm right. If I'm... Start over. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong, because video games are supposed to be fun. And if you don't find a game fun, it's okay to pass on it. That being said, I do want to add a little bit more variety to the games I play. Cool, thanks, Rat. I was realizing that recently when Steam had their Game Awards thing, where people could vote on what games they played that are worth Game of the Year. And the only game that I had available to choose was Cyberpunk 2077. And that was kind of the moment where I was like, yeah, I really don't play many games, do I? Many new games, anyway. I'm too busy playing Wind Waker for the 50th time. So at the end of the day, yes, I did pick Cyberpunk 2077 as my best game of the year. Thank goodness it didn't win. I feel like Cyberpunk, it's one of those games, and I am going to refer to Cyberpunk as a game, not a genre. I'm sorry. It's easier that way. I feel like Cyberpunk is one of the games that a lot of people say, it's a good game underneath the bugs. And listen, as someone who doesn't care for Yoshi's Story, as someone who doesn't care for Yoshi's Island, I do not like Cyberpunk. I feel like the setting was just so completely underutilized. story was just not that interesting. And that's the thing that I find surprising more than anything else, is that so many people talk about how great the story of Cyberpunk 2077 is. Shield. Can't update that on the tracker, but hey. I have a shield now. Anyway, I could not get into the story of Cyberpunk 2077. I didn't care for the characters. I didn't care for the setting. Like, I hated the protagonist. His attitude was just terrible, and I get it. You're gonna die in a week. Boo-hoo. But, like, the protagonist is super unlikable, despite it being an RPG kind of game. Like, you're supposed to be able to make choices to make your character more like you, and I never felt like I could. I always felt like he was just a snarky jerk. I feel like this song is loud. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Okay, let's evaluate what I can and can't do. I believe that's it for the submarines. I think I've done all of them except for the one that requires either a lot of patience or the bow. Neither of which I have right now. I'm one statue away from Tingle Island, which is really weird, being this early in the playthrough. Okay, I'm gonna do the combat cave on the top right island, because I don't think it'll be that hard. But back on the topic of Cyberpunk, there's also the argument to be made that it's not supposed to be like a super RPG-ish game. Like, oh, it's more of a GTA than a Pokemon. I don't know. To which I go, as a GTA kind of game, kind of hated it anyway. Like, the driving wasn't fun. The locations were annoying to get to by car. There just wasn't anything really that fun about Cyberpunk to me. Other than getting the double jump ability, because I was like, hey, that'll make navigation easier. And it did! But as soon as you start using the double jump ability, you find out just how unfinished Cyberpunk really is. There are so many rooftops that are just completely untextured. It's amazing, and it's hideous, and I love it. Cyberpunk is one of those games that's more fun to break than it is to play for me. And I don't think that necessarily takes away from the value of the game. It's already not worth a lot of money to me. But whatever. People like it. That's fine. I'm just not convinced that the statement, underneath all of the bugs, there's a good game under there. I feel like underneath all the bugs, there's a pretty subpar game under there. That guy was getting shoved closer to me. Whoa, dude, haven't you heard of social distancing? It's a statue. Speaking of COVID, this is a weird one because I don't have anything concrete to say. But there is a greater than, I mean, obviously, right? But there is a greater than 0 chance. Start over. There is a greater than 0% chance that I've had COVID. I don't know. The reason I don't know is because if I did, then frankly I've had allergy days that are significantly worse. But I can say factually that a family member that lives in the same house as me has had it. So there's a chance. And I don't know, it's weird. And I wish that I could say concretely. My family did go to get tested as soon as we knew that one of us had it. Like, soon after, because we all had to get a day that we could all go out and do it at the same time. Which, the annoying thing to me about COVID testing is that it's annoying, and I mean that in more ways than just, you know, you have to go out of your way to do it, all that kind of stuff. I was prepared to sit in the car for a couple hours and wait, and the entire family was. Like, that was our to-do list for the day. And then we did that and we found out, oh, you have to schedule it. Like, you can schedule it for a future day, but you have to schedule it for within that day. Which we didn't do, because we were planning on doing this like 2 days after we knew that we had to do it. That's not true of everywhere, but that is true of the people we did the test with, or tried to do the test with. And I want to be clear, because this is something that I think incorrectly very often. Whenever I hear someone got COVID, my immediate response is, well, why didn't you get vaccinated? And the answer oftentimes is, I did. The Omicron variant it's ruthless in the people it will infect. And it's unfortunate that if you don't take precautions, there's not much you can do to keep yourself from getting it. And by precautions, I mean stuff like wearing a mask and human contact. That stuff is still very important. It's still very valuable. It's still worth doing. Especially, and it's true of people who are vaccinated and people who aren't, but especially if you are not vaccinated. First off, get vaccinated. Second off, avoid people. Just avoid people to the best of your ability. There's someone who worked with my dad who, he's, unfortunately, he's kind of in a position of, like, he lives with his mom, and his mom is, not to get political, very right-wing, very right-wing, to the point of COVID is not, I don't know if it's not an issue to her, or I don't know. But for one reason or another, she and my dad's coworker, are not vaccinated. Can you guess what happened next? Yeah, he got COVID. He's not dead. He is in the hospital, but he's in the hospital for something unrelated to COVID. He found out he had COVID. The reason why he's in the hospital. But it's like, the family member of mine that got COVID, none of us were ever really concerned about them, you know, dying or having anything overly severe happen, and nothing overly severe happened. They recovered from it. They had a couple of bad days, and they were fine. And I think it's easy to say, oh, well, you're vaccinated, so why'd you get it? The vaccine is potentially the reason they're alive. You know, like, it's not something to say the vaccine is going to save you from getting it, but it might save your life regardless. So get the vaccine. It's not a political issue. And that's the other thing, is that I hate the fact that it's become a political issue. I hate the fact that it's become like a stereotypical far-right political thing. To think, oh, the vaccine is some government conspiracy. It's not. Like, the amount of effort that it would take for so many countries, so many states, like, not even going to the country level, so many states would have to coordinate and say, take our government drug. They're not all going to coordinate on that. And then you bring the countries in, and they're not going to coordinate on that. The reason they're coordinated is because the vaccine is a stinking good thing to take. Speaking of good things to take, I'm not sure what I can do. I know there's a B button, and I should have pressed the B button. That's it. Diamond Steppy Down. Let's see. Any interesting stories worth talking about? Dang it. Tried to avoid it. I saw the seagulls. Oh, this might be really hard. This might be on the eyes. It's the one with the eyes. It's a great tell. Officially run out of stories. Don't leave the house very often. Cool. Not gonna fish that up. I can't anyway. I don't have a grappling hook yet. Okay, there's a cat behind me. And she's on the move. She's now to the left of me. She's migrated from one chair to another. And now she's on the floor. Probably wants on my lap again. Yep. Kitty child, you are not allowed on my lap. My lap is busy. It would be fine. But she doesn't just get on my lap when she's on my lap. She also likes to put her front legs on the desk and stretch them forward. And press keys on my keyboard, which control the stream. Okay. I will be right back. I need to let her out of my room. She has opted to not leave. And I'm not gonna kick her out. If she starts to be annoying, then she's gone. She will be kicked out. And by annoying, I mean like scratching on chairs that she shouldn't be scratching on. Actually, I'm gonna say scratching on any chair. Alright, the cat has left. Sorry about the interruptions. That's live. I should address the fact that I have seemingly 3 chairs in my room. The answer is yes, I do have 3 chairs in my room. One of them is an old office chair that I've had in my room. Because the cat really liked that chair, but she also really liked scratching that chair. And it was kind of old, so I went ahead and replaced it, and I've just had that office chair in my room. So that's why there are 2. But the reason why there's a 3rd is because both of those office chairs are very, very squeaky. So I use a non-squeaky dining chair when I stream. And that's the uninteresting story of the 3 chairs. We got Din's Pearl though. Yep. Din's Pearl might give you mail. I might be wrong on that. But if I am, then I'll just have to live with that. I'm really surprised that the shield doesn't appear to give access to anything. Technically, you do need the shield, because in the Ganon fight, at the end of the game, Zelda's going to shoot a light arrow at you, and you have to reflect it. And initially, I thought you needed the mirror shield for that, but you don't. So, here's a free tip for you. Cool Din's Pearl is completely useless. Not technically. Technically, it has at least a little bit of use. You know what? There's a basic trading quest I can do. There's also a more complicated trading quest I could do, but I don't want to do that because I need to get a guide up for that. So I can take this flower to one of 3 merchants. Just like my keyboard. Nice. Anyway, I can take this flower to one of 3 merchants and get an item for it that I can then trade for another item from the same merchant. And I do that 3 times, and I get a free item. There is an extended version of the trading sequence that's more complicated than that. But it's more complicated than that, so I'm going to do that one later. You also need a lot of money for the trading sequence, so... I could also do the thing where I decorate the town with flowers. Throw it away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this part of the trading sequence and decorate the town, decorate Windfall Island, and then I think I might call the stream there. Hello? Thank you, controls. Nope, no thank you, controls. Sometimes I've noticed that Link doesn't like to wave his arms very well, which is just really lazy. Useless. Neat stuff. It doesn't matter what plant you use for this either, by the way. You can use any of the 3 options, or if you complete the trading sequence, you can use any of the way more than 3 options. If you ever want to learn all of the intricacies involved in a game, especially a Zelda game, if you ever want to learn just how many side quests are actually available, the randomizer is a really good way to learn that you don't know a game as well as you think you do. Ocarina of Time is one of those kinds of things to me, where I've played Ocarina of Time countless times, and as soon as I try to do a randomizer for Ocarina of Time, I'm super lost. And it really feels like one of those games that I should know really, really well. I just don't. In actuality, I do not know where to look for items in Ocarina of Time. There are a lot of things in Wind Waker that you might see me do that you're just like, how are you supposed to know that that's even an option? Like the mail sorting minigame, or a thing where you trade 20 skull necklaces to the rich guy. Like, how are you supposed to know that that's an option? And I'll tell you, the way that I found out is by not completing runs. Like, I just do everything that I think is available to do, and then I have to look at the spoiler log to find out what I'm actually missing. Okay, I think that's all of the pedestals. Talk to the guy a couple times, and I get an orange rupee. That is gonna do it for the stream tonight. My patience has run dry. And it's about ending time anyway, so I will go over here. And thank you for joining me on this strange stream. I will hopefully be back tomorrow, namely tomorrow night, to do some more of this. And I do hope to beat this. Yep, now the cat's upset because I'm talking and she's not in here. So, I hope to actually finish this randomizer. It's kind of weird. I should be able to do it tomorrow night and Thursday night if need be. And we'll see about after that. But it should be doable. Randomizers usually only take like 3 or so days at the most. So, we'll see. But thanks for hanging out. And I hope to see you probably tomorrow night, hopefully. So, but if you want to know for a fact when I stream next, hit the follow button down below and all the other self-promotion things. Hit the bell. I don't know. Twitch might have a bell.